Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family and friends. We are back again. And I've got, this video is probably going to be a little long. So I'm going to break it up into two parts. The first part is just going to be the informational stuff, the stuff I know you want. The second part is going to be a little personal because of a call that I received last night or night before last. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me start off. Let me hit the bullet points. Number one, if you go to YouTube, there is a video that you should see, and from what I understand, it's a cartoon from either the 70s or early 80s, and it's called Make Mine Freedom. Go watch that cartoon. It's only about 10 minutes long, but it's very, very interesting how all the way back then, 30, 40 years ago, almost 50 years ago maybe, that they predicted some of the stuff. You'll see. I don't want to ruin it. Go watch it. You'll see what I mean. Okay? So let me hit the bullet points real quick on what's happening in the news. All right? And this is very important that it's going to highlight why we need to focus on local elections, whether it's your school board, whether it's your city council, whether it's your countywide positions, commissioners, things like that. These are very important because if you can't change things at the state level, there are things that you can do at the county and city level to still protect yourself if you have the right people in office, okay? I'm just going to get past that. All right? South Carolina, they said no to gerrymandering. Why did they say no to gerrymandering? It's not because they want black people or minorities to have one district to vote in. It's because some of their districts would be in jeopardy. Some of their districts, they only won by like 52%, 51%, 50, So if they dilute the black vote into some of those districts are now, could possibly be in danger. So I want to say it was the governor. He said, you know what? No, let them have their one district because we don't want to energize the black vote or the minority vote and get them, people that don't normally go out to vote. We don't want them showing up to polls and tipping the scales. So it's not because they care about minorities having representation. It's because they're afraid of diluting their vote and putting other districts in play or in jeopardy. All right? Somebody said that MAGA is the last breath of the Confederacy. This is their last gasp. If they can't get stuff done now, then the Confederacy will officially be, I don't know, dead or dying. I don't know how accurate that is. It sounds good to hear it said out loud, but we'll see. All right? Last point. There is a man, Robert Bianchi, I believe is his name, and he is either the president or CEO of SDVO Solutions. They are a defense contractor that has done jobs for the Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, et cetera, et cetera. And they have made over 67 million, I believe, in government contracts, a third of which have come under the Trump administration. Now, the reason why this guy is important is because he is dating a lady by the name of Julia Varvaro, okay? And she is a young little debutante influencer, 29-year-old, who has been given the title, now get this, here's the title, Deputy Assistant to the Secretary for Counterterrorism. I don't know what that position is, but it's a long, important sounding title where she makes X amount of dollars. Who knows? Okay. This chick turns out she's a sugar baby. She's been on like 5 or 6 different sugar baby sites, and this guy who's a defense contractor In the spy world, this is what they call a honeypot or a honey trap, okay? Where you have some young little such and such who seduces these older gentlemen that are in positions of authority or government, all right? Now, could they truly be in love and all that? Sure, but I don't know. I'll let you make your decision on that. The point is that this sounds very, very much like, and I'm not saying that she has anything to do with it. It just reminds me of something that you might hear coming from the Epstein files. Coincidence? Are they still using the same tactics with people in government now? I don't know. All right. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. This woman, you might remember her, and this is why it's significant, because she was in the news this last year because she was noted to contact contact TSA and have their supervisor meet her at the at the airport entrance so that they could get, I guess, press pass or get past the security, so they didn't have to go through the lines and all that stuff. They would have a TSA supervisor come and escort her and whoever her guests were to their terminal, so they didn't have to go through security. I don't know if you guys remember hearing that story, but this is that chick, all right? Or this is that lady. All right. Now, all that stuff is out of the way. So if you want to stop watching now, okay, thank you for watching my video. Here's where it's going to be the extended video. I got a call. And those of you that are still in Arizona and some of you that are here in the Metroplex, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to name names, but this is an acquaintance. I no longer call this person a friend, but an acquaintance of mine that I've known for over 15, almost 20 years. He's been around at my last two, my kids' birth, all that stuff. Known him for a while. Been to his house, been to my house, met his parents, he's met my parents, been around my family. Well, this is one of those people that I know that is now a MAGA supporter. I don't want to say MAGA. He is definitely a Trump supporter, okay? Was an Obama supporter, now he's a Trump supporter. We work together. So a lot of folks that know me will know who I'm talking about. And I'm not going to mention his name. We're not on Facebook because I had to take him off of Facebook because he got too reckless, too familiar. And there were folks that were like, hey, I'm going to stomp him out the next time I see him, because he would talk crazy online, like being a keyboard warrior. And I'm like, bro, you can't do that. And he doesn't know how many times I have talked people out of dusted him up, Now, disclaimer, violence is never the answer, blah, 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 blah. But he was really reckless in some of the things that he was saying. So I had to remove him off my Facebook. All right. So when we talk, it's on the phone when I answer his calls. And he looks at when I post these videos on Instagram. So I'm probably not going, I guess I will, but I don't want this to hurt his feelings because this got really serious. All right. Now, here's what the conversation was. He called me up kind of in a panic because his wife of 2 years, he's been married for about 2 years and this is a white dude. He's been married to a lady from the Dominican Republic for like 2 years. And she is upset and ready to divorce him because he hasn't brought her over to America to stay. And he said, Greg, man, what do I do? What do I do? What do I tell her? What do I say? I said, first thing I said, well, this is what you voted for. Okay. And now, granted, that twisted him. He was like, can we get to the subject? And I'm like, bro, your wife is not going to be able to come here while this guy is in office. It's not going to happen. Okay. And he got really upset about that. He was like, can we stop talking about Trump and how am I going to fix this? And I said, bro, I don't think you really think that the rules don't apply to you, or you think that you're special, or you think, he's like, Greg, I'm being serious right now. What do I do? I'm about to lose my wife. And I said, bro, do you not realize that the current administration is not letting anybody from Dominican Republic come over here? She can't get an Einstein visa, can she? She can't. All this, he kept getting more and more upset. The more I kept referring back to the administration and how it's affecting him personally. He didn't want to hear that. So ultimately, what I realized was that he would rather make excuses for Trump than understand that he's voting against his own interests when it comes to the woman that he loves. Like, I wanted him to understand that you're picking Trump over your wife. Your vote did. Now, you can fix it. You can try to fix it. But if you're not interested in fixing that because you still want to support this administration, I don't know what you want me to tell you. That's the conclusion. I'm like, the pathology, the insanity of it all. You're willing to give up your wife because you don't want to change your vote. That's okay. I'm okay. Okay, that's what you want to do? Well, now that I know that under no circumstances, and this is why at the very beginning, when I said you have to vote in those local elections, because even though they have control over the federal government, there are things that can be done locally. Like, for example, your local cities and stuff they don't always have to cooperate with ICE and things like that. And I know that that's a real, that might sound like a random thing to bring up or a random thing to talk about, but I'm just using that as an example. There are ways to protect yourselves locally that this might be a policy by the state. But if your local governments don't follow the same policy, then it's, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I don't want to give up the play until we're in a position to actually do something about it. But the point is, if you can't worry about the president like this year, you can still vote in your local elections, whether it's your school boards, your city councils, your county positions, because those are the people that are going to affect you personally, and they're close to home. And building that coalition of local government, when people see what they're doing here in your local government, how good this is, that can expand.